And hello everybody, it is I, Antonio Cosner, Tony Cosner. I recorded this video yesterday in a live stream, but like always, when I do things on my computer, I have audio output issues, and it didn't pick up 30 minutes of audio that I put down. So I figured I'd do it when I wake up in the morning. Not necessarily wake up, but first thing that I'm going to do is going to remake the video on the 4P's of my philosophy. Now, these 4P's are what helped get me through life, okay? And for newcomers that don't know me, I run away at 14, lived on my own since, graduated high school, went to the military, joined college, tried to be a good father as much as possible. My goal is to do all the things that my parents didn't, and as a father now, I realized as a younger man I needed a father with wisdom. So I want to dispense the wisdom that I've gained in the hopes that I can help and encourage other young men or women that are struggling out there. So let's just get started. All right. So let me peek under the hood. Oh, I'm gonna start wearing this in like all of my videos now because it's cool. I like VR. I'm in outer space right now in the VR, in the clouds, in a cloud galaxy thingy. It's nice. It's a nice place to think. Yeah. All right. So the first P of the 4Ps is paradigm. Paradigm is super important. Paradigm shift is important because this is how I define it. Oftentimes we walk around only looking through our own pair of glasses, and we see the world the way we see the world, and we don't understand that it's possible for someone else to see the same thing differently. And once an individual is able to attain that skill set to look through another person's pair of glasses, another person's paradigm, it's called a paradigm shift. And that's super crucial for growth and development and being a better person, because you're able to empathize and have compassion and sympathy for other people, and it does alter the way you make your own personal decisions, and to me it significantly improves your life. Wow, this is so cool. Okay, first P. So I wrote them down, and I wrote down the definitions. I also wrote down scriptures that coincide with each of the 4Ps, but I'm not going to go over that today. I'm going to go over that another time after I study the scriptures. I want to study them first. I was going to freeball it, but nah, I'm not going to do that today. So paradigm, definition there's only one definition for this one, I think. In science and philosophy, a paradigm is a distinct set of concepts or thoughts I have terrible writing. Set of concepts or thought patterns, including theories, research methods, postulates, and standards for what constitutes legit contributions to a field or a person's life. So that's the definition of paradigm. So it's a set of thought patterns. So each individual has their own paradigm, and sometimes if we can step into someone else's thought patterns, because we all have our own set of thought patterns given our own set of variables in our lives. So if you're having a hard time understanding people, maybe it's because you're only looking through the lens of your own thought patterns. So try to question and go, don't judge, don't be too quick to judge anytime someone has a different thought pattern than you. Question and go, if you have questions, ask questions. This allows you to step into someone else's paradigm, which is the secret to unlocking a paradigm shift, I think. I mean, what do I know? I'm just a guy. Alright. Number 2 of the 4Ps is perspective. That's a big one. It's a common one, and this is one of the easier 4Ps, perspective, gaining perspective. I'm going to read you 3 different definitions for this one. The relation between two figures in the same plane, such that pairs of corresponding points lie on concurrent lines and corresponding lines meet in collinear paths. So with that definition, we're talking about two people standing, let's say 50 yards away from each other looking at the same house. You're going to see different angles, different windows, you're still looking at the same exact house, but you're seeing different parts of the house. So the perspective for these two individuals are completely different. And it's all about where you are on the corresponding plane to the figure that you're looking at. So take that apart. Don't take that term literal. Take it apart. Use it like if you're in a relationship, you share a relationship with someone, but the two individuals that share the relationship have two different perspectives on the relationship. And they can be completely different or they can be exactly the same. All right, definition number 2, a particular attitude toward or way of regarding something, a point of view. A particular attitude towards or way of regarding something, a point of view. Similar to the relationship one, I guess. Or even at work. Think of that. At work. True. A particular attitude towards a way or regarding something. A way of regarding something. So, this is my perspective on work. So, I have a completely different perspective on life and work and the attainment of money and fulfillment than like everybody I know. Everybody I know is hung up on gotta get that money. Money is king. No, Jesus is king. I'm sorry. Money is a tool utilized to sell goods and exchange of goods, and you get paid in money for your time. I'd rather get paid for my skill set, not my time. I want to get paid for my brain, not my time. I don't worship money, so my perspective is far different than the majority of the people I know. And I know it's not a smart perspective to have in this culture, but it's just not in me to care about money that much. I mean, yeah, money's nice. You buy things. I mean, I bought this with money after I sued my last employer. I had a little extra money, so I was like, you know what, I want to get myself something nice, which I never do. Like the phone that I'm using to record this right now is from 2015. It's a Samsung S7. Still works. It's not turned on, but it's my perspective. I'm good. I don't need it. I don't need the fancy things. It works. So, I mean, if I was a little bit richer, maybe I'd buy a nice phone. But I'm not. But I don't care either way. It doesn't control how I feel about my life. Man, this is cool. It just keeps getting more vivid the more I stare at it. Wow. Okay, let's look at number 3. Hold up. Got the HustleMore mug. Color changing. Turns black when there's something hot in it. Got some ginger lemon tea in here. Coronavirus. All right. Number 3, true understanding of the relative importance of things. A sense of proportion. True understanding of the relative importance of things. True understanding. A sense of proportion. Wait, you already gave my notes. Sense of proportion. See, right there, the definition for me, the understanding of the relative importance of things. See, that's the perspective I'm trying to, that's the term of perspective that I'm trying to emphasize here, is the relative importance of things. Because people put so much value and so much worry and so much fear in things that are just not important. Things that, let's say you're in a relationship, right? And let's say you value the exterior, the physical. So if you're in a relationship and if I get in a relationship and the girl, she's all bougie. She likes all this stuff and bling, and she puts all this makeup on, and she always has her nails done, always looks pretty, always has nice clothes, but she's just a shitty person. Me. This is just an example. So, like me, I don't dress nice that often. Like, this shirt is one of my favorite shirts, which is why I always use it when I do YouTube videos. But I don't buy fancy clothes. I go to DD's discount, or I still have shirts and freaking underwear from like 10 years ago, and I still use it because they're still good. They still work. It's relative importance. So to me, the most important things is the psychological development of my son. That's like above all, the most important thing. I sacrifice so much just so that he can grow up, at least within the first 5 years, feeling and knowing that he's loved and he's important and that he doesn't have to go look for it within other people. So to me, that's relatively more important in my perspective than getting a job that pays me $100,000 a year and have him be watched by strangers. That's more important to me. I figure I could sacrifice my financial well-being for a couple of years until he gets older, and then boom, I can do it. But for now, I have to sacrifice. That's my perspective. All right, number 3 of the 4P's is perception. I learned this in the military, that perception is everything. Everything. If you want to be taken seriously. It's shitty. I don't like it, but it's true because we're human and we always judge on first impression. I used to not care. I used to be like, whatever, I do me. I do me. I ain't worried about what nobody cares. Only God can judge me. Yeah, that's sort of true. Only God can judge your soul, but other fellow men can judge your actions. And so if you're making choices that give you a bad perception, such as, let's say you're in high school, you're ditching school, or you're in a relationship and you're always cheating, you're always getting caught, or you can't keep a job, or you don't know how to hold your tongue when in a situation where you should probably stay quiet, you start to develop a perception about you that people tell this story about you, and then that becomes who you are to them. So the reason why I put perception down is because we all have a certain way that we want to be seen, and I think it's something that we need to be conscious of always as men and women growing up in this world that want to be taken seriously, or in a field that you want to be taken seriously. You should make sure that the perception of you is at least, at the bare minimum, a healthy one. It doesn't have to be someone else's standard of what it should be. It has to be your idea of the way you want people to see you, and then you have to look and find and manage and navigate to that position that you want to be in order to have the perception. Now, the reason why I say this is because when I was in the military, the first mission I went on was in Germany with my unit, and we went to this restaurant on our weekend off, and it was called Big Emma's. I think it was the weekend, I'm not sure. But I drank a 3-liter, like the first sergeant and the chief, they talked this big game about this 3-liter of beer, and I was 21, freshly 21, I just turned 21. And they were like, oh yeah, they got this thing here, if you drink it and you finish it under 45 minutes, they take your picture, they put it on the wall, blah, 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 blah. I was like, I'll do it. And everybody was like, all right, yeah, cool. But I did it. I did it in 41 minutes. And I got terribly, terribly, terribly drunk. Common sense, y'all. Common sense. I got terribly drunk. And from that point on, the perception of me at my unit was that I was the unit fuck up. Even though I was completely competent, completely capable, far more integrity than my fellow soldiers. There was the only people in my unit that took me serious after that point were prior Marines, and I think it's because they understood that it was a moment. It wasn't who I was, but everyone in the army was just douchebags about it, and they treated me like shit. And so when I decided to grow, which was like a year before I got out of the military. It's funny because then they wanted me to stay and they wanted to give me my 5, but then I was like, nah, I'm good. One person wanted me to stay and give me my 5 because he saw my potential. But I was done with the army at that time because I was sick of people seeing me in a light that I wasn't. And given my upbringing, it was hard to deal with. So that's why perception is important. If I would have never done that, if I was a little bit wiser, I would have been like, I'm not drinking 3-liter beers in 40 minutes. That is a terrible idea. It is a terrible idea. That's like 24, 24. Yeah, that's like 3 tall cans. I drink 3 tall cans throughout the day. Like, imagine doing that within 1 hour. That's insane. That's it's terrible. Anyways, I digress. Let's move on to the last P. Now, this is the P that helped me get through life. This is the P that was, I feel, potentially genetic. I'm not quite sure if it's genetic or I was just blessed with an insane willpower, but perseverance. That's the 4th P. Perseverance. Perseverance is so important because, for people like me and people with mental illness, perseverance is so important because you're essentially constantly, hourly fighting a demon in your head, and it's exhausting, and you're conscious the whole time, like you don't get absorbed by it, like it's happening, and you're just like, oh, and it's always like, why. And let me tell you, it's important to fight your demons. They teach you stuff. I mean, I don't even think you should fight your demons. I think you should love your demons. They're a part of you. They're part of who you are. And that's a part of loving yourself. Sorry, just woke up. I'm going to read the definition. So the definition of perseverance is persistence in doing something despite delay in achieving success. Now, I've been doing podcasting since the idea sparked in me in 2014 and started taking it serious in 2015. And life has just been kicking me in the balls every chance it gets. It kicks me in the balls. And I get down. That's why I haven't been producing that many videos, because I've been dealing with PTSD, depression, anxiety. But I still have perseverance. It's super crucial, super important for survival, especially the survival of a mind, a talented mind. A lot of talented minds are haunted, and the only thing that gets them through is the perseverance. And love helps with perseverance. Love does. Children help with perseverance. I feel like that's probably the biggest one, children. Like my children, without them, I probably wouldn't be here right now. Be honest with y'all. Probably wouldn't be here right now. Huh. Strange. Perseverance. I wipe your spit from my face. I wipe these tears from my... That's hate breed. Hate breed. I was in a mosh pit when I was 13 to hate breed. Very first mosh pit in the world. And I was pushed into it at the Smokeout concert in 2003. When I was like summer of 8th grade. I wanted to see Linkin Park. And the hate breed came out, and then the fucking assholes just pushed me into the mosh pit. I was all scared. But I handled. I didn't get hurt. It was fun. Well, I think that's it for today on the 4P's. When I think of some other content to produce, I don't know if you guys have any questions, any ideas, go ahead and shoot them into the comment box. I'll answer them. I got nothing else to do. I'm unemployed. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, whatever. Show me some love, and I'll be back. Peace.